You will be in a car, and there will be roles in the car. So someone will be driving, someone can serve as navigator, and then the other two people have actions within the car that if you want to stick your butt out and wave it to the crowd, you can, or throw things or anything, you have actions in there as well. And the navigator can choose to take actions instead of navigating as well.
Who has any ability with driving and navigating? Because I did not put any points in either of those.
We got 50 in drive.
Well, you're a driver.
Yeah. I can ride at 55.
I can.
I'm not even a great passenger.
Welcome to DungeonBrew, the channel. We are going to be going through an adventure using the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition rules. My name is Todd Sharman, and I will be your keeper. And let us meet our investigators. And I think we're going to go initiative. So the highest dex is Jack.
Hey, my name is Jason. I'll be playing Jack Calloway. Jack is a Boston native, so I apologize to anybody who may be watching from Boston already. Jack he's a middle-aged man. Rough life, but not awful either. He has definitely some strengths, definitely some weaknesses about him. And he is very much a man that is looking to find some answers. And it's kind of to hell and then be damned with the consequences and how he gets there on him. Takes his job pretty seriously because he knows what it's about, what it's like. Jack is, like I said, middle-aged, kind of always has a 5 o'clock shadow, smokes like a chimney, whether it be cigars or cigarettes. It just kind of depends on what he can get his hands on or who he can take it from. Doesn't go anywhere without his hat. Decently dressed. Jack is a PI, so it's not like fancy pressed or anything like that, but it is definitely well worn and probably been washed in the last week. Just kind of go off more smell cues than anything else, which at this point just is pretty much just nicotine. It just smells like smoke all the time. So Jack always has on him or near him his bag, and in that bag is pretty much his entire life. That's Jack.
And you are in Chaplin, Massachusetts right now for an investigation into a missing person, correct?
I am, yes.
Okay,
I am.
so
I was hired to identify and track down a missing girl, believed to be, thought she was a runaway, and the case has kind of evolved into a little more than that, it would seem.
Okay. Our next person for initiative will be Simon.
Sure. Simon Peters is a pretty average man with a very distinguished mustache and is about 43 years old, who's come to Massachusetts to create a playwright based on the occult. And I will actually introduce Simon as himself, so I'll step into character. Well, what have we here? Let me introduce myself. Simon Peters, though I'm sure you've already heard the name. You see, I'm what some might call a dilettante, a man of the world, if you will, born into more money than I could ever spend, and believe me, I have tried. I've spent my life indulging in the finer things. Parties, cocktails, and rubbing elbows with all the right people. But let's not bore ourselves with that, shall we? The real intrigue comes with my next big project, the one that'll make my name ring out in the world of true art. I'll be straight with you. I've always been the cat's pajamas. But lately, the same old routine has started to feel a bit, shall we say, flat. The soirees, the banter, even the dames, they're all starting to blend together. That's when I caught wind of something different. Something that'll give me the kind of thrill I haven't felt in years. The occult. Now don't get me wrong, I'm no crackpot who believes in all that spooky hooey. No. But you see, I'm after a story. I'm talking about a screenplay that'll knock the socks off every egghead and artist worth their salt. Everyone's so busy cranking out the same old tired plots. But me, I'm aiming higher. I'm going to dive headfirst into the strange, the unknown, the eerie. Why? Because that's where the real jive is. The kind that leaves an audience breathless, whispering your name long after the curtain falls. When my script hits, it's going to be the kind of masterpiece people beg to see. I'll be the bee's knees, the toast of the town, and everyone will know it was Simon Peters who brought it to life. So sit back and watch. I'm about to carve my name into the annals of true art, and trust me, you won't want to miss it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next in initiative is Theo.
Hi, I'm Greg. I play Theo. He feels weird going after Simon now. Theo is actually Simon Peters' butler. Has been
He's my butter.
for the last 30 years. He is in his early 50s. He spends most of his time trailing Simon around, making sure he stays out of too much trouble. But Simon's a pretty simple guy, so it leaves him a lot of time for reading. He particularly is interested in the occult. And when Simon confessed that he's looking for an occult-based playwright, I decided to take him to Chaplin to see if he could find some material for his story.
Thank you. And our next person in the initiative order will be Declan.
I'm Declan McDonough, born in 1863 into 5 Points, after my parents came here looking for a better life. But all I found here were hard lessons in a world that chews you up and spits you out. By the age of 18, I thought the NYPD could offer me a way out of the filth. But what I found was a different kind of filth. I've seen things, done things, that haunt me still. The streets have a way of twisting a man, and I was no exception. I was caught in some things, well, I did what I had to do to survive. Once, I thought I could turn it all around. A brush with death, a second chance handed to me by a friend, pulled me back out of the abyss. I've since tried to carry my weight and atone for my past, but the ghosts never really leave. They linger. It reminded me of the choices I made and the price I paid. Now I have debts, and I'll see that they're paid. Declan is a 61-year-old Irish detective from New York, and he has some obligations to people who have done him favors in the past, and so he finds himself in Chaplin, Massachusetts, trying to resolve those debts to others. He looks his age. He's a wiry 5'9" or so. He wears worn, scuffed Oxford dress shoes, a tweed overcoat, and corduroy suit with very worn all the way through. It's obvious that he's been wearing the same basic get-up for the last 30 or 40 years and really hasn't changed his style any time since then.
All right. Well, thank you to all our investigators with their introduction. Let's get into now the adventure, as they are going to begin investigating what we call the Dance of Madness. As we begin, we are in the town of Chaplin, Massachusetts. It's on the western side of Massachusetts where it starts to get a little more mountainous. And the town is a very small town, probably about 450 population. There is not much traffic here. A few just kind of important streets. But when you come in a highway, you'll pull onto the main street and you will see rows of stores. There's cars parked along the side, but as you drive through, you would notice that you never see any cars being driven around. You would occasionally see people walking around, but you never really see anyone going in or out of the store. And the main place that our investigators started was heading to a shop called Hank's Angst, run by Hank Angus. They arrived there, and after some various things going on. They stumble upon a body and are quickly apprehended by the police, taken to jail, and we're going to pick up with them being interrogated by the police.
Have the police been gentle in our capture? We get roughed up.
You get a back rub.
I would say that if you kind of complied and let them handcuff you, and then they did throw hoods on you, so you did not see your route to the police station, nor did you know how you didn't see what you did when you came in. But if you weren't resisting, they weren't like necessarily rough. But they also, if you would ask questions or like, why are you doing this? They didn't answer anything, or they would just tell you to shut up.
But we did see the police station on Main Street on our way into town, right? Did the trip from Hank's Angst to the police station make sense for the duration of the trip?
I would say that it would.
Okay.
You all are put in your cells. They essentially will close the door. They'll pull the hood off, uncuff you. And as you come about, you will see that you are in a lockup. And in this lockup, you see a series of cells kind of to the south. And then those of you in the south would see six cells on the north row. And they're about 10 feet wide, 10 feet deep. You do notice that there seems to be another room, maybe a little farther down, but you can't see very well. It looks like there might be some tables or something down there. And you will notice that there are 5 officers in this room with you right now. And they are looking at you. And one of them in particular is going to give a look towards Declan a little bit longer. And he will turn to Simon first. All right. What's your name and what were you doing at that shop? We got a dead body. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hang murder on you.
What's this you're saying about a dead body? My name's Simon Peters. I was just there with my butler looking for some books. I know nothing about no dead body, sir.
Well, you were at the scene.
Well, I was at the shop, if that's what you're asking, but I never laid no eyes on no body.
Don't suppose you know which one of the others maybe killed him?
I know nothing of the sort, I'm telling you, officer. I'm no grifter, I'm just a fellow that's enjoying his life.
What happened to the other men that were there?
You mean the men across in the other cells?
No, they're the men in the shop.
Sir, I am confused by your line of questioning.
Any of you grab anything, like a book or something that you took with you?
Look, Hopper, I was just there having a swell time, and I was minding my own beeswax. I was having nothing more than just a bit of chin music with my friend, and there was some screaming in the back, and the gentleman went to go investigate the scream when you all came kicking in the door. Now, there's something else that you think that may have happened, and you think there might be a dead body there, then you might just best be ringing my lawyer. My grandmama will have plenty to say about this. For you holding me here. Did you not hear me say my name is Simon Peters?
Make me make me a psychology roll.
And that psychology roll is a 80, which is a failure.
So you will notice that when you say your name again, it's almost like he kind of has a sense of recognition. But you can't really read any more from it. He'll lean over to one of the other officers and kind of whisper something in his ear. All right, Mr. Peters. What about you? He'll turn to Theo. What did you happen to do there? Or why were you there?
Needed to purchase some things, and my boss over there wanted to look at some books.
He did. Did you guys take any books?
No, we didn't get the chance. Dude at the front counter was super nervous and then left as soon as we tried to ask him for anything.
You mentioned the man at the front counter. What happened to him?
He went in the back. I heard him talking to somebody, then there was screaming.
And then they what happened? They just disappeared?
We didn't see him when we entered the back half of the building. At least I didn't see him. I don't know if the other two did. Once I found Hank, I wasn't really paying attention to the rest of the room.
All right. So, you say though you did hear the two other men in the back.
Yeah, they were arguing about us in the front. Sounded like maybe they didn't want us there.
I see. He's gonna. He kind of looks over again at Declan, and Declan, you'll notice he kind of averts his eyes away.
Yeah, I'm just kind of giving them a hard stare through all of this.
He's going to come over and, well, I'm fairly certain we've got ourselves a dick here, gentlemen.
Aye, that you do, boyo.
So, what's your hand in all this?
Showed up, walked in the door, and that was about it. Gentleman at the counter was up there for about 30 seconds before I walked in the back door. I'm afraid you arrested the wrong lads.
So you're saying that the other men just disappeared as well?
They were behind the door. They could have walked out a back. They could have jumped through a window. For all I know, you could have them in another cell.
I see. That's what you're going to tell me.
That's the truth. Scout's honor.
Yes, you look like a scout. What's that on your forehead?
Well, would you believe I had the best of luck with a bird shit on me head as I walked in the door? I asked for a handkerchief from your boy here. I got one in my coat pocket, but you took my coat, so.
Yeah, we'll be going through everything to make sure who you say you are.
There's $3 in there. There better be $3 in there when I get out.
He'll look towards Declan and what might you be doing here?
Can I do a psychology and or a law? I want to check.
Yeah.
I want to check to see whether or not I think that they're just trying to give us the ringer, like whether or not they're actually interested in what we have to say, or if they're just trying to pin it on someone. And then I'm not familiar with 1920s law, so I'm trying to see if there's anything about this situation that is striking me as not above board that they should not be doing.
Say that you wouldn't necessarily have to do a roll because of your background as a detective. Like, them putting a bag over your head seemed bizarre.
Okay.
And I would also think that you would be kind of suspicious that it felt like they arrived really quick.
Yeah, which I was thinking about.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too.
And another thing that I think with you being a detective that you might put it together is you're wondering how they know that there were two men in the warehouse.
So I guess back to my question then. So do I need to roll anything, or do I just feel like they're trying to put
roll
us through
psychology? Okay.
All right, that is a 32, which is success.
Yes, and with that roll, you're going to recognize that these gentlemen definitely, they read that they are officers, but they do not seem like they're completely on the up and up. I mean, as far as they definitely seem like they're, why are you brought to the cells for an interrogation?
Mm-hmm.
And there's just
and
seems
a
a
group
lot.
interrogation seems very odd to me as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot not adding up to this.
At any point while they're talking, asking questions to us, the two individuals directly in front of me, so between Declan and I, as we're in the hallway between ourselves, are they, I mean, standard, like, specifically because Jack used to be a police officer before he went into the private sector. Are they in standard uniform? Like, is it, badge on the right side, badge number, belt buckled properly, that kind of thing?
So after looking at the uniforms and really checking these out, they are like a police uniform, but there's some things off about them. Some of them look like the clothes are worn and have like even what you'd almost look like little holes, like maybe moths have been eating at the cloth. Like some of the clothing just looks old, and it hasn't been worn for a long time. And it's, if you look at it, you'd almost feel like it looks like this is not a very well kept police force. The material just seems like crappy. It looks like it's police, but it also seems kind of out of place and either, like I said, old, worn out. Now, with that said, the place that you're in looks really nice. The cell here for is no bigger than what the town is. This looks like a pretty decent cell area, lockup area. Things look like they've been kept up and nice in here. And so a strange difference between the two, with a disconnect that the place looks so nice, and yet the officers' uniforms actually look old and roughed up or not in the best shape.
Okay, so they turned their questioning to me. What did they actually ask me?
They asked you what you were doing there.
Well, I've been a detective for 43 years, so you're going to have to do a little bit better than that. You're going to drag me in to a cell, bag over my head, and you think that I'm going to answer questions for you. I know my rights. You can either let me out, let me talk to your supervisor, or go get my fickin' lawyer.
He's going to be looking at you again, kind of with a glare. All right, we've got enough here.
Sure you do. Good luck. Run along now.
Officer Parker, stay back here with them. The rest of us are going to go off and figure out what's going on. So the other 4 officers start to move out, and they will leave the room.
Officer Parker, eh? Never quite made it to detective. Probably because you couldn't figure out how to button up your uniform right.
Ah, you noticed that too, did you?
Can't even shine his own shoes. Looks like he stepped in shot 3 weeks ago.
You know what? You're
Probably
lucky.
should shave,
I don't have
too.
permission to treat you like I need to. You guys just shut up.
Step on in. See how you treat me. My old
He'll
man
kinda
couldn't whip you
move
up
to
and
the
down
door.
this hole.
And then you're going to see the lights flicker. Again, you're going to feel the hair on your arms and your necks raise up. And the lights towards the end, down by Declan and Jack's cell, towards the end of the hall, is going to basically go out. The other lights stay on, but it gets really dark along the wall. This is something.
Which wall are we talking about?
The wall down here on the west side, at the very end of the hallway.
Okay,
Like
so
in
the wall
between your cells, that wall has gotten really dark.
Tell me, Officer
And-
Peters, are you scared of the dark?
He's gonna kind of back away a little bit, kind of looking around because it just got dark there. And as this occurs, you are going to hear like something shuffling in the darkness, and you're going to see 3 things emerge from the shadows.
Theo's going to tell Officer Parker there to run.
Declan is actually going to back up in his cell now. What the hell?
all right. That's a bit hinky. I'm going to step back as well.
You're gonna see this weird just shape come out of the shadows, and it's almost like it's constantly shifting. You can't make out what it is, and they just start darting towards Officer Parker. They move up to him and begin to just like try to grab at him and attack him, and he starts swinging. And as you're watching him swing, they're just passing through these shadows, like he can't hit them.
I'm going to yell that he needs to get to the light.
Okay.
Is there light in Jack and my cell, or is
There
it...
is,
Okay.
and they just haven't entered in either to enough, or that they're just you can see them, but for whatever reason, it's just like they just look like empty, dark space.
Okay.
they taken everything off our person when they brought us into the cells?
Oh yeah, I was going to
Yes.
ask that too.
Yeah.
So we're in the nude.
Well, you have your clothes on.
Okay.
Unless you manage to hide anything in the prison pocket.
I just like the idea of Declan being buck naked talking shit to people.
Jack, what are you doing?
There's 3 of them, correct? 3 shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Light further down in the room, like away from us. How well lit is that? I know you.
The
had
lights
mentioned
have stayed on down there. It's just like the lights.
everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of observe right now.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm gonna make sure that there are no shadows. I'm not standing in or near shadows in my cell.
Okay.
So wherever I have to maneuver, even though it means closer to them, I'm good with that. But I want to stay out of the and away from the shadows. In my cell.
All right.
And then also, yeah, because I don't have it. They confiscated all my stuff, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at.
So, anyways, as this is going on, you're going to see him trying to fight back, and he starts to, like, they, for some reason, are able to make contact with him, but he can't harm them. And eventually he gets knocked to the ground,
Run, you daft
And-
twat.
and all of a sudden they begin dragging him towards the shadows. And he is going to reach over and grab the bars on your side, Declan, right by the wall. He's
So-
holding on, screaming, trying to keep from being pulled into the shadows.
So are we
as
watching
these-
Ghost? Is that what's happening here?
I was thinking Poltergeist.
It's more like Vashta Narada from Doctor Who. If you know what those are.
Nope.
Whatever it is that floats your boat. This guy is hanging on to dear life by your cell, Declan, screaming for help. And
I'll go forward and try and grab him.
okay, make me a strength check.
Hey, 29.
All right.
That's a success.
So you're holding on to him, and he just keeps screaming like, "Don't let go! Don't let go! Don't let me go!"
I'm not letting
Please.
go.
And then all of a sudden, that feeling that you had, it's like it goes away, and he just kind of and he just goes limp, and he's just seems to be dead.
Well, that's not going to look good for us. So Declan's debating reaching out and just taking his keys to let himself out, but he knows that that's not going to look good. So he steps back.
Given that whole sequence,
Mhm.
what I know about what I know,
Okay.
that feel normal?
Why would that feel normal, Jason?
Well, I mean, everything actually up until
Normal is
the
subjective.
part was pretty normal for what those things do, I think.
Yeah.
That would have been something that, yes, it would have been normal for what those creatures do. Or what you know of some creatures that come from the Shadow Realm, that they will try to grab people and pull them into the Shadow Realm.
Right. But
Feed him to that void.
I guess stopping specifically, like typically, yeah.
Oh.
There's
So what you would probably understand that when gates open in the shadows, they don't always stay open very long.
right.
And so what can happen is either something is strengthening the openings to allow either more or creatures to last longer, but you've just experienced 2 of them, which makes you think that something's going on to start opening up pathways from the Shadow Realm into here.
Okay.
So no, it's not normal to have this happen. There's something going on that's causing this, but from what you know of creatures of that realm, it would be normal what they tried to do.
Okay.
So is like they were dragging him through the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the Shadow Realm dissipated, is he like in the wall? Did it spit him back out? Do we just have like a torso? Did he get cut in half? What's going on here?
Essentially, yeah. If you're gonna pull his body, you're gonna find that like his lower half is missing.
Well, I mean, I was holding on to him to keep him from being dragged in, so I would imagine whenever the shadows cut off.
Do we need a sanity roll after that?
Yes, you will.
That's also very bad. Oh, God. 63 is a fail for Declan.
89's a fail for Simon.
60 for Jack.
64 is a success for Theo.
And that's
All right.
a success for Jack.
So Jack and Theo, you will both take 1 point of sanity damage. And Simon and Declan, you will take 1 plus 1d4.
That'll be
Oh,
3
Ouch,
Max.
Declan.
Ouch.
Jeez.
I have the lowest sanity, and that I just lost 5, which is not good.
That's bad.
So you will have a bit of a bout of madness, and what we're going to do is you are, after seeing shadows do this, you have a bit of, you're going to be a little jumpy around shadows.
You think? Okay.
I will say probably for the next 30 minutes you're going to kind of have this uneasiness around shadows
In game?
or darkness in game.
Listen, see, I've seen some terrible things after a night of giggle water, but I've never seen nothing like that before. We gotta get out of here, Theodore.
I guess he had reason to be afraid of the dark.
I have a reputation to uphold. I can't be sitting around being seen in situations like this.
I think getting out of here is going to be a little bit more difficult than you might think.
I am going to jiggle my cell doors like it's gonna open it.
I'd like to look at the wall.
I am standing as directly in the light as I possibly can in myself.
Are the lights back on in
Yes.
front of us? Okay.
As soon as
The
the
lights are back
shadow
on.
kind of dissipated, the lights would come back on, and the darkness has receded.
Hey, old timer, you wanna see if you can grab his keys there?
I can, but it's not going to be good for us.
I'm gonna point to the half body on the ground. That there is not good for us.
It's a little bit easier to explain when half of him is here. You know, we can't exactly do anything. So
And what happens when they come back down here and roll out of our cells and there's half a body with us?
well, if
It's
you
a
let
lot
us out of
easier
our
to
cells,
explain
that's a
if
little
we're
bit
still
easier
in
to
our cells.
Sure. Although it's a little bit easier to defend yourself when you're not in your cell, isn't it?
Well, some of us went around giving out our names, didn't we, Simon Peters?
Well, my name is Simon Peters. We're all talking in a fucking Irish accent now. So, John, it is Simon Peters.
I think
The keys,
Declan,
please.
Declan is going to struggle with this for a minute. You guys see anything down the hole?
I'm gonna look down the hall and do I see anything? I mean,
Nope.
these are bars all the way around us, right? So we can see
The walls would be solid.
Okay.
Uh,
walls are solid. Okay.
I'm just
I'm gonna-
trying to listen to hear listen to see whether or not I hear anyone else in the hall besides us or in the cell block.
No, you do not hear anyone.
So as he's looking, I'm gonna shout, "Hey, you daft bastards! Anybody there?"
If they didn't hear Parker there screaming, they ain't coming.
That's kind of my point.
That's fair.
Your keys, please.
All right.
Yeah.
I will reach down and see if I can get the keys. Does he
Watch
still
him
have
be
a
in
belt, or
watch
did
him
his
be in the other half.
where was the cutoff?
Yeah.
Was it below or above the belt?
It was above the belt, but he put him in his pocket, his coat pocket, so you were
Okay.
able to find him.
All right. So I'll unlock it.
Okay.
I'll step out and look down the hall, see if I see anybody or anything down there.
It's empty.
Okay. I'll step across to go ahead and unlock the cell for Jack, and I'll
Okay.
hand him the keys and say, "All right, I'm gonna go down the hole and check it out. You let the other two free."
I'm gonna take the keys and smack him on the shoulder. Thanks, you old man.
Shut up.
I'm gonna
Boyle.
let Theo out. I'm gonna look at Simon's cell, and then I'm gonna turn around and let Theo out. And as I'm
Thank
walking
you, sir.
Theo's cage, hey, you know a little bit, don't you?
I know a thing or two. It's a hobby.
Hey, this is gonna turn into a lot quicker than a hobby.
Do I see anything on the tables?
It seems that way, yeah. I need
And
to
then
get
I'm
my
gonna-
bag.
I'm gonna let Simon out.
You will see you will see your belongings. I mean, they look like they've been combed through and looked at, but your belongings will just be on the tables.
Okay, I'll go through and quickly return all of my items to their proper place. I won't touch anybody else's. I will give an eye, like, I'll give some strange look to the jar of eyeballs and probably some of the other random things that I assume are strewn about the table that are being carried by a couple of these folks, but I'll leave them be.
While Jack is letting Simon out, Theo's going to move down to gather his and Simon's stuff, and then bring it back to Simon.
Okay.
I'll double check my pistol to make sure it's in good working order and it's loaded.
I'm gonna immediately move over to the body.
As I step out, I'm going to thank Jack.
I'll take a cigarette there, please.
I can give you one for it. I appreciate you convincing the old egg to grab the keys. I'll hand you a cigarette.
I'm gonna put it in my mouth and a light, if you would. I haven't got my things yet.
Do I have a light with it? I don't know if they love to.
I'll pull out a lighter.
Theo gives me my stuff, then I'll get a cigarette and light it, and then light myself one as well.
And I'm gonna look at the body.
So while they're kind of gathering their stuff,
yet.
I'm sitting down there and puffing on a cigar, like clouds of cigar smoke are filling that in.
Are you stress smoking in the corner?
Like stress smoking a cigar near the door.
And I'm
directly
not even
under light.
I'm not paying any attention to Jack with the body. Like, I'll give him the cigarette, turn my back, and light the cigarette in my mouth, and just start walking down the hallway. Probably finding my comb so I can comb my mustache while I'm smoking.
I'll probably help Jack with the body.
So I'm specifically looking for. Obviously, he's missing half his body. That's not the important part. Any residual residue, any tattoos, markings. His fingernails look okay.
You probably notice that, like, there's places where his clothes have been torn, like claw marks,
Right.
and even scratches on his body, and that, I mean, I would say that was about the extent that you noticed.
Okay. No markings, no weird tattoos on his arms, anything like that.
I'm trying to think if he would have anything. No. But I guess since you're doing a thorough search, you will find a billfold on him.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll
you
pocket
didn't
that.
keep it in his butt pocket.
No. And there's a reason he's officer, not detective. Okay. You will notice that it will look familiar to you. It will be a Boston PD badge.
What's the name on the shield?
It'll be Parker.
Parker.
It's not
Do I
someone you would know.
recognize?
No.
Okay.
But you would notice that it is a Boston PD badge.
Okay. I'll pocket the billfold.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Theo. Well, that was pretty normal. And I'm gonna walk and go get my coat and my bag.
All right. So as you move to the front of the room, you're going to notice these tables. There's one table to the north and the south. Again, there's some like cupboards and storage probably along the sides of the walls that are there. Your stuff is the only thing that was on the tables. And then there's a door to your east, a double door that you can go out.
No windows, right?
No windows.
All right. While I'm sitting there puffing and they were doing what they're doing, do I hear anything on the other side of the door?
Make me a listening check.
That is a 4. That is
Yeah.
excellent.
Holy
Whatever
cow.
success.
You don't hear voices. You probably hear the crickets that are moving along the outside, and you recognize it, and you're kind of you have a brief thought of, oh, I can tell the temperature by the crickets, and then you're like, wait, that's not why I'm here. And you're focusing. You hear nothing. It sounds pretty quiet and dead out in the hallway.
So as everybody else joins me, I'll kind of turn. I have successfully smoked an entire cigar in that amount of time. And I'll just kind of flick the nub off. Crickets, boys. I don't know where they went, but they're not here.
Wait, did the shadows make any noises when they come out?
You might have heard a little ruffling on the ground a little bit, but other than that, no. They were pretty
Okay.
quiet.
Any of you ever seen anything like that before?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Once
I
or
have.
twice?
A few times. Gets easier.
I'm going to pull my flashlight out.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow at the dick, but then, as my butler admits to it as well, I'm gonna take a step backwards, a little shocked by the information.
Told you
My
you could
mouth
find
shut.
info for your play out here.
Wasn't meant to be a live-action story.
Aye, well, that's what you got. This stuff is as real as you and I. Depending on who you talk to, sometimes more so.
I've seen some parlor tricks in my time. I look down the hallway. Not really sure what I'm seeing now.
Oh, you've seen feats of wonder before.
So, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, but if you don't mind, I think I'm gonna go pay that store a visit again.
That sounds like a pretty good idea.
You said you knew Hank, right?
I did, yeah.
What kind of man
Was
was
Hank
he?
the... Go ahead.
Yes,
What kind of man
So,
was he? Do you want me to make it up? Or?
No, I will. You've always known Hank to be a kind of a cheery person. Like, you come in, he would know your name and know what you came for. Like, he knew you and was very bubbly and engaging, but he also seemed to always be ready to get you what you want and get you out. And so he would entertain for a little bit, but then he would always have kind of this annoyance if he felt like you were staying too long. And I'll say the one thing also that you would recall, that every time you come before, if there was an assistant, his assistant's name was always Lance, even if it was a different person. So that's probably dawning on you that, when that person introduced themselves as Frank, that was odd, because anytime there's ever been an assistant, it's always been Lance. It's been a puzzle. It's something that's odd about this place, but there's a lot of things odd about this place.
I'm guessing some to all of that is revealed to me through...
Yeah, like regarding his personality, I probably wouldn't say anything about Lance.
Okay. Yeah, it would seem
The
strange.
assistant?
Who the fuck is Lance? Alright, so he'll, hearing nothing on the other side of the door, Declan will go ahead and push it open.
So as you push the door open, you will see just a hallway that leads. It goes to the south, that it goes down, and it looks like there's an extension of another hallway that goes to your left and right. And this hallway looks, when you come out there, it's pretty clean, well maintained.
No bodies.
No bodies.
What do you think the odds are of us just walking out the front door?
Put it to good, considering Parker just got his ass eaten.
That's the way to put it.
Jack's just gonna start walking south, heading down the hallway.
So as you have come down this hallway, there's going to be some things that you definitely notice. To your, we're going to say to the east, that side of the hallway, it is not maintained. Like, there are cobwebs, the floor is just kind of dirty. It looks like hardly anyone even travels over there. You will notice that there, just around the corner, there is a door that to one room. There's a couple of hallways that lead north, and then at the far edge there is a side door that at the end of the hall, and on the east, and then just to the south of that hallway is another hallway that runs north and south that way. Now, to your west, you're going to see a hallway that, again, is very clean like the other hallway you just came out of. You don't see the cobwebs. You don't see any of that. It looks well used, but also that it's maintained and kept clean. So you're seeing, again, a disconnect in... It looks like this other part of the room or building is not being used or barely at all, and the other side seems to be taken care of and being used. Sorry. There are some doors straight in front of you, and on the west, there's another hallway that runs to the south, and you will see some doors along the north part of the hallway that you're looking on the east or the west side. There's some different doors spaced out, and then there's some doors also on the south part of the west hallway that are kind of spaced out. But there's 2 double doors in front of you, and I will say you probably do hear a little bit of a commotion coming from behind that door.
Commotion insofar as what?
You're going to probably hear like people moving around. You do hear like some chat. Nothing that sounds alarming, but maybe like people that are in a hurry or moving stuff. You might hear the sound of something being moved that sounds kind of heavy, and some voice chatter, but that's about it.
Okay.
What kind of doors are those? The double doors?
They're pretty solid wood doors, pretty heavy.
Do they open out to the hallway?
They would, yes, open out to the hallway.
So Declan, hearing that, is just going to kind of like motion towards the nearest exit.
Okay, and there is again another double door at the end of the west hall.
Yeah.
So you have 2 doors that look like they might be exit doors. At
No
the ends
exit
of the hall.
signs. Is that a thing in the 20s?
I don't think it's required in the 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an
There
OSHA
would be
thing.
no exit signs. We're going to say
an
if
OSHA
it's
thing.
the code, this building is not up to code.
Oh.
I say we go east.
Are you checking any of these doors along the way, or are you just heading straight east?
I mean, Declan is going to pause anywhere where he think like if the doors are open to make sure he's not just walking in front of them, but otherwise he's just heading east.
Okay.
Do you want like a sneak
Yeah, I
or
think
stealth?
I'm gonna stealth down the hallway.
As we come to this crossroads of sorts, Jack's gonna sigh a little bit to himself, and I'm gonna open that jar again, and I'm gonna smash an eyeball on my forehead.
And that should put you down to 1 left.
It will.
You have a lone eyeball in your giant jar?
I do.
Yeah, I think
And
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
look
whisper to Theodore at you doing that. Be like, Theodore, we need to find our car and leave.
And I'm gonna look to my east and west.
No, he's the guy we want to keep with us. We're sticking with him.
All right. So as you're moving down again, this area looks very kind of run down. It doesn't look like it's being maintained.
Do I see anything with what I did?
Yeah, you're not really going to see anything.
What about back west?
Nope, you're not going to see anything.
Should have saved your balls for later.
Yep.
So, do you want stealth as we're moving towards the exit?
Yeah, you can roll stealth.
Success with a 51.
Here we
Success with a 30.
Failure with a 51.
Okay.
go. Oh, God. Can I push that?
Click on it, see if it'll let you push it.
Gonna push
Yeah.
when he. There's no way you're gonna make that.
No,
could.
but 33 is better than an 81 on the fail.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're moving down the hall. I feel like your detective and your PI they're doing pretty good, and then Simon probably thinks he's doing well. I don't know. He's like, I got this down. Maybe he's just keeps talking or something, telling.
I'm still like, what are we even doing right now?
And Theo, you're probably like, just shh, be quiet. So you two are kind of going back and forth, making a little bit of noise, but it doesn't seem to draw any attention that you've noticed at this point. Again, you will see some doors on this hallway this room that you're just passing, and then you'll come to a set of to another hallway that runs up and down. You'll see a set of rows of doors over here to your south on either side. You see a row on your on the east side, and on the west side, you'll see some double doors that lead into this bigger area that you've kind of been walking past to the south.
And I'm not seeing any auras, anything like that.
No.
Okay. Is the door up here accessible?
So you're going to come to it, and you are going to find that it is chained shut.
Oh God, we couldn't see the chains.
As you get up there,
Old man eyes.
and you will also you will hear voices outside of just people talking.
Okay. All right. So I'll turn back. Someone's outside.
Interesting.
And this hall dead ends, doesn't it?
It does.
Both ends.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean, there's some rooms to the different sides, and then this what looks like there's a double door here and a double door on the north side, so a double door on the east side of what looks like a big room.
All right,
Can we
Jack's gonna
tell
turn around
if-
and start heading.
Can we tell if there are chains on the opposite side of the door? The door down there.
When you're looking, you will see that yes, there are chains on that door.
Well,
Okay.
I say we head back to. I'm gonna head back to where we initially were in that crossroad after we came out of the jail cells, where we had the path left or right, and then we had those double doors in front of us. I want to go back to those double doors that we initially saw, and we initially heard the voices out of.
Okay.
While you're there, Declan is going to go down to where that corner, that hall is that goes south, just to peek around the corner and see what's down there.
So you will see there's a small little hall that leads off into the west, and it looks like again, you will see a double door that leads again to this big center mass, but it does dead end, but there is a hallway that leads off to the side, and that's about it. Now you will recognize.
Just to be clear, I'm guessing that the keys that Jack has from the officer do not unlock the chains.
That would be correct.
Okay. Just clarifying. I assume that was the
nope.
case, but I didn't want to.
That's a good call. The hallway to your south here, as you're looking down, it is not kept up. It from what you're kind of putting together, it looks like this west door is probably used all the way over here to kind of the lockup, and it almost looks like nothing else is used.
But there's still
It's
a
just been
chain
sitting
on
here.
it.
There is a chain on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and open these doors.
The double doors?
Yeah.
Where you hear the voices?
Yep.
You're not
I'm
gonna,
gonna
like, hear
get
it there?
Simon and stay in the light, lad.
Like, they're
And I'm gonna
human
open
voices you hear, so...
Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
understand that. I'm
All
gonna
right.
open the door.
Oh, Jesus, just going after it then.
So, yeah, you're going to throw open the door. Let me get everything up here.
Declan's going to spin around like, what the hell? He just thought that Jack was like listening at the door to like overhear what was going on.
No, not Jack.
Yeah, let me get this tile out of here.
This is gonna go
shit.
south. This is going south real fast.
Yeah. So you throw open the door, and you're going to see all these officers just look at you. And
As I open the door, what in the fuck are y'all doing? Did you not hear your man get? Did you not hear anything? Seriously.
they're going to have guns pointed at you, and they're going to be like, you need to step in here now.
I'm gonna walk in.
And your friends, too, out there that we can see. Get in here.
Declan's sneaking around the corner.
I'm not sure.
He's out of line of sight.
Let's
There
not get
is-
sore, chaps. I might just lean forward and close the doors behind him.
You
Then
die.
sprint down after
you get,
Declan.
You get shot like RoboCop.
Mr. Simon, you need to get in here. Now, you hear this voice. You haven't heard this voice before.
I'll make a
Partners.
deal with you here.
Partners.
I'll come in there, see, as long as you don't take me back there again.
Nah, we won't take it back there. Get in here.
And I
Theo
guess-
looking to Simon.
And I assume I still have my eyeball on.
Yeah.
Slap the splooge back on his forehead again.
You will notice that there are some trace places where, like the shadow magic is dissipating. It's really faint.
Nothing
And
on
they-
them, though.
No, and they look very much on edge.
Declan's going down to the doors to try and listen in
Okay.
on what the hell is going on.
Where's the fourth one?
The old man? I don't know.
He ran off that way. I'm gonna point to the east.
Look,
Go look
gentlemen.
for him. He looks to one of the officers and he comes out and he's gonna start wandering around.
I pointed him towards the east, which should be the opposite direction that
All right.
Declan actually is.
And I try to persuade them and be like, I believe that he's already made his way out of the building. He got ahead of us. We weren't able to catch him.
Yeah, you can beat that roll.
Holy!
That is a success with a 5.
Dang. What is with your rolls tonight? My goodness.
Someone's got to have him.
I'm a dilettante. I'm a dilettante.
But that's unfortunate for you.
No, I didn't let him out.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, thank you.
Officer Stanley, move Mr. Peters over to this desk and make him comfortable. And he's gonna move up to you and ask you to come over this way.
Theo is gonna follow, standing right behind Simon.
And he's gonna watch you, but not. All right, you gentlemen have weapons on you.
I'll take out my pistol and hand it to him.
No, he won't ask for it. You can keep it for now.
All right, so I'm listening at the door. Can I hear all this?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
So,
there anything
you're
down the hall that's opposite the doors that I'm standing at?
Oh yeah, let me move that.
So you'll forgive me. This is all pretty uncustomary. What's going on here, lads?
I'd like some answers too. I mean, you may not know this, but I am the cat's pajamas. I don't need to hustle anyone. I'm not part of any of this. My family's got more dough than a baker's bun shop.
He'll look at you again, Simon, and well, your part in this is probably more than you think, and you will be in our custody. We will ensure your safety, Mr. Peters.
Well, that's more like it.
As for you, and he's going to look to you, Jack, I don't know that we need you, but unfortunately, with the things that are going on, I don't know if you've seen I don't even know how to describe. We had some
Shadows.
things appear.
Yeah.
Sure. They took
Well, they took
Several.
half of Parker, I can tell you that.
Parker.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys didn't hear your lads screaming. Or us, for that matter.
Probably because we had some screaming of our own in here. I don't know what the hell's going on, but we're... Anyways, we need to figure out what we're going to do. And
Am I under arrest?
right now, we're just trying to survive.
But am I under arrest?
No. I haven't
And
taken your gun,
exit's
have I?
that way, right?
If you want to try to leave, be my guest. It's one less person I have to try to take care of.
Is it? I assume no windows in this room still. Is it night or dark? Nighttime or daytime outside?
I don't think you know.
It was afternoon going on evening when we got to the store
Oh,
initially.
right.
That's true.
Look, we've already sent men to try to leave town, and we can't leave.
Why not?
I sent 3 men with cars. They drove towards the edge of town, and right when they get there, they just stop. They can't go any farther. I don't know what to say. They've all come back saying, we just stopped and we can't leave.
Does your tele work? Telephone?
No, they don't work here. Look, let's cut the charades. We're not Chaplain police.
No, I know. Where are the police?
Who are you? Why?
Probably
Why are you?
How are you?
less answers we give you is probably better for you all. Now, we need to do our best to figure out how to get out of here and survive. Because I feel like those things are going to come back.
Given they've come back at least once already.
And as you kind of look around, you'll notice that they look like they're kind of trying to shore up defenses and making ways so that they can kind of hold off in this room.
You need light. You have any flashlights, candles, spirits?
We have light, and they go out, and then the creatures appear.
Well, we need more light that we can bring back when the creatures appear.
Some of the guys kind of thought of that, and I've sent them off to try to find maybe lanterns or something in some of the stores.
You haven't heard back from them yet?
No.
Would I know of any way to ward these things off?
So,
Whether it be an occult roll or...
you know that a protection spell would offer some protection.
Okay.
You also know that like the electronic lights in here will go out, but if you had something like candles or lanterns, it won't be affected by the shadows to try to put them out. So they would project light.
So like a hand flashlight is going to get screwed up?
Yeah.
Okay.
But lighting a table on fire would not.
There you go.
See,
Other than
that
it
was my next
produces a lot of
suggestion.
smoke.
It's natural light, but yes, the smoke inhalation.
What kind of police station doesn't have any windows?
Listen,
Are you asking him this out loud about the police station?
Sure.
This is a very weird place indeed. Parts of the building are like kept brand new, and other parts are falling apart. There's some of the offices that the floors collapsed because of water damage, and it's just not kept up. And then other parts that are well maintained.
How does this room look?
This room looks a little bit. It hasn't been maintained well. Like, I mean, now they've been doing a lot of stuff, but you notice a lot of cobwebs. Like, it doesn't seem like people come in this room at all, other until they've started moving stuff around and doing things.
Listen,
Here
I
it is.
apologize, but I have no idea what any of you are speaking of. It's like you're having a secret language, and you're not sharing the juiciest parts. There's a man dead, half of his body sprawled across the cell block, and you all in here speaking like there's going to be ghosts coming through the walls. What exactly is it that we are dealing with here?
Shadows, not ghosts.
Apparently, you need to ask your friends. They know more than we do. Look, we were sent here to do a simple job of collecting a book. And nothing was ever told to us about anything like this.
What kind of book were you sent to get?
The truth, they told us we would know it when we see it.
Didn't give you a description, a name, nothing?
No. They told us the less we know, the better.
Well, I'll tell you what, chap. Break off the legs on the chairs. Wrap some old towels. Do something. Light them on fire. That'll keep you safe. Ish.
It's your best bet right now.
He'll start looking to the officers. You heard the man. Stop breaking off the legs and let's make torches. Any idea how we can stop these things?
If you get enough life on them, they become physical. And you can deal with them as you would anything else.
All right. I don't know how much time we have, but I feel like this is probably the best place we can be. It's getting dark out, and I don't know that I want to be outside with the way these things come out of darkness.
Simon at this point is just dumbfounded. Like, he just feels like everyone is speaking gobbledygook.
Just sit there and take notes, Simon. You'll be all right.
There... What are we like in a? What's this room? I mean, what's the room look like? Like, is this like a cafeteria? Is there a lot of tables? What are we in?
So you're looking at probably what would appear to be like the front desk here along that kind of divides the room.
Okay.
It looks like there's a door. You don't really know what that door leads to, but then just some regular, probably officer desk back here that officers would sit at. And
So like an office room.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Bunch
a
of
bullpen.
chairs.
the front
Yeah.
part is kind of the public area where people might come in to make a report, and the back part is kind of a business area where there might be officers.
Do you have some chaps outside?
Yeah, we had them watching outside and guarding different entrances, which he'll turn to one of the officers. We might bring them in. I totally forgot about getting them. And so he'll run off and he'll jiggle the chain on the front door to unlock it. About that
That's
time,
all we need to do?
Well, he had a key.
You gotta jiggle it.
About that time, Declan, you're gonna hey, you!
Ha, I didn't
Hold
hear
it
him
right there.
coming.
Well, I guess you could roll. Dang.
Yeah, you
I think
do.
that was. You do. You hear some footsteps coming your way.
Okay, so given everything that I've heard going on in the room up to this point, I will walk up to the corner and wait for him to like come around it. And as soon as he comes around the corner, I'll be like, "All right, let's go and talk with the others."
Okay. Follow me.
Sure. And I'll just kind of follow him in.
Okay.
See, I just want to control the situation, Todd.
No, that's fine. Thanks you for correcting that. Good call. As you walk in, you'll actually see Detective Pike look at you and he's like, "So, you're from New York?"
And you're not a cop.
"Well, I am. Out of Boston. We didn't expect you guys to be here this early."
You didn't.
"No, you boys were supposed to arrive in 2 days. I know we came early. You know how families are."
Sure. Well, I'm here.
"Yes, it seems like you've been busy on your own, finding a certain individual."
Do you have anything else you're wanting to tell me?
"Well, your boys are coming in 2 days, right? They're still coming, right?"
As far as I know.
"Okay. Here's the plan. I don't know when we can get out, but at least we know that maybe more of our people, or people that can help us, will come in 2 days. So if we have to hold out till then, we can make it. Then the New York boys will arrive, and maybe it won't go as planned, but at least we maybe get out of this alive."
I'm trying to fully understand the situation here. You're saying that we're going to sit in here together in this small room with no food and no water, with nothing but the company of other men for 2 days, and survive against shadows?
Well, I guess with the shadows, I'm hoping that when there's daylight, they're going to be less effective, and we can move around town and see what we can do. But at least we know there's people coming for us.
If we can't leave, what makes you think that they can come in?
I don't know. But
When did this start?
we've been here probably, about 3 hours before you all arrived. Those were our men in there that disappeared. They were one was searching, one was to keep people from interfering. And we kept watch on the outside, so in case things happened, we could rush in and play the police. Strange thing is, we showed up here to just check on the police here, and there's no one here. We found some old uniforms. Don't know what's eating them, but we threw those on to try to give us cover, but we didn't find any police officers here.
But why the charade? Why not just say you're Boston PD?
because we didn't want to identify ourselves and we didn't know who we would encounter.
I think this might be an off-the-books job.
At this point, Simon's going to be a little hysterical. Be like, but why was I arrested? With a bag over my head and thrown in a cell?
Because they were looking for a book, and they thought you had it.
Oh.
We didn't want you to see the condition of the police station. We put you in the cells because that's like the nicest part. Everywhere else looks like crap, and well,
So you thought it was a gesture of luxury?
if that's what it makes you feel better, then yes.
What's the Boston PD looking for a book for? And you'll notice Jack's accent change.
He's going to look over at Declan. Is he with you?
I have no idea who this dick is.
Well, the best for you right now, Dick, is to probably not ask any more questions. Right now, you're needed because you seem to have some knowledge. And for that, I'm willing to give you a way out.
All the more reason to answer his
Annoyed me?
questions, since he's one of the only fuckers who actually knows what's going on here, and you don't seem to have any idea.
I can ask his question. What was your question?
What were y'all doing here looking for a book?
Yeah, what y'all doing here looking for a book?
What you all doing here, looking for a buck?
He's going to look at you again, He's going to look at Declan and be kind of bewildered. You should know, since your boys are coming to do the same thing.
I should, but I didn't know Boston was coming too. So why are you here?
Sorry, who do you know of the New York boys?
Bushman? Brody?
All right. Must be far down the ranks, and we were both supposed to arrive here. We decided to take the initiative and ride early. All right? We got pressure from the families that they wanted to get ahead, and that's what we're doing, which looks like what you did with some of your company.
Still, as to that, it seems like we're all a little bit ignorant about what's going on, so it makes sense that you might be answering some of the Dick's questions, just so that we have a better idea what we're dealing with, because we're all in a little over our heads, aren't we?
All right, what was your damn question again?
Why are you all down here looking for a book?
We do jobs off the books for, moonlighting. And we were asked by some very prominent people that they needed a book found. So we were supposed to work together with some officers from New York to help find the book. However, one of our families asked us to get here early and find the book ahead of everyone.
Well,
So
that's just fine and dandy with me. Theodore, I still say we go find our vehicle and leave, because from what I can tell, something demented happened over there at the shop, and something demented happened here. So why should we stay here?
Unfortunately for you, Mr. Simon, you're going to be staying with us. I must insist. Your safety is paramount to us.
What family sent you down here?
That is not something I'm willing to answer.
Was it my grandmama?
I don't even know who your grandmama is.
Oh, okay.
I just see Simon. Grandma? Oh, okay.
So, you came looking for a book. There is no book, at least that you're aware of. And you're supposed to meet New York boys down here. Like, what's the name of the book? Maybe I
Again,
can be of assistance.
I have no idea the name of the book. All we were told is we would know it when we see it. We were supposed
Grandpa?
to get it from Hank, and it didn't apparently work out very well.
Was Hank dead when your guys showed up?
I have no idea. They went in to try to talk with him, and one of them would talk while the other one was going to keep the front taken care of. And as we were waiting for them to sort things out and signal it was time for us to come in, they never did. You guys showed up. We waited for a little bit, and then we saw lights flickering and decided to come in.
Seems like the easiest way to answer this is we go find a book.
Right, we need to head back to Hank's place.
I can keep Mr. Peters safe. Me the dick.
These guys aren't even cops, right? Like, they can't hold me. I'm gonna be looking at Declan. Can't I just leave?
They're not cops here. They're cops in Boston.
Which, trust me,
But also
Hey,
that means that they're
it's not worth
probably
his
willing
weight.
to do any fucking thing, so who's to say?
you throw them in the harbor, they're not worth so much as a tea.
Look,
It's a Boston joke.
That is a Boston
Detective
joke.
Pike will ask Declan, come over here. I need to talk to you alone.
That didn't sound like a question.
Okay. Come over here. Yeah, he tells you to come over.
Okay, so is everybody else this close to us?
There would be officers standing around, yeah. They're watching you. Some of them probably have their their guns are unholstered.
So
Not necessarily pointing, but
I'll lean over toward Jack and just kind of pat him on the back, and as I do so, I'll just say, "Eyes open," and before I head out to go talk with this guy.
okay.
And I'm going to love how they're sitting there, and I'm going to read their lips while they speak with each other.
Okay.
And that is a
He's-
success at a 67.
All right. He's going to lean forward towards you, Declan. Look, apparently you guys went early too and got yourself the rich boy. And I know the families of Boston and New York wanted him. So let's cut the chase. If these guys are in your pay, you need to get them in line, or you need to get them in shape so we can get this job done and do whatever we need to get out. The less questions answered, the better.
Let us
Keep
be
the rich
on our
boy
way.
alive,
Aye,
and we get the book.
I'm fine with that. Leave Mr. Peters to me. I don't care about the book.
All right, that'd probably be a deal. I think the families could agree to that.
All right, accord.
All right.
All right.
And then he'll start walking over. All right, you guys want to go for the book? You think it's at the shop?
As that conversation was going on, the only reason I did roll a spot hidden check,
Oh,
literally just doing what Declan asked. So I, with the success, the 2-star success with a 32, more so just watching the other officers in the room,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
so what you will probably see is there are some officers that seem to be kind of better put together and
Officers.
handling the stress better. Some of them seem like they're ready to break with whatever they saw or whatever happened. There's quite a commotion, and there will be some more officers that come back in because remember there were some officers outside, so there'll be a few more that come in. They'll kind of come in, and so I guess Detective Pike will. All right, how about we send some of my men, and any of you else want to go to the shop?
Sure, lovely. Let's go.
Yeah, we're heading to the shop.
With my 1-star 67 success,
Oh,
what
sorry.
words did I actually get out of that conversation?
You probably would have heard, or not heard, but you would have read something that mentioned about getting the rich boy.
Okay.
And you probably would have saw Declan seem like he was agreeing with him about that. Like, you know, he seemed to be okay or agreeing with what the guy was saying about, you know, getting the rich boy and kind of almost making like what looks like a deal.
With that, when they're done, I'm just gonna look my eyes up at Theodore and be like, "Who did you tell about my playwright?"
I wouldn't reveal those secrets.
We are going to call it there.
Okay.
We are getting, because essentially you guys are going to get ready to load up in some cars, and he'll send some of his officers with you, and you all will make your way to get to Hank's Angst. Thank you for joining us and for on the Dungeon Brew channel, and we hope to see you or have you come back next time as we find out what's going to happen as they travel to Hank's Angst. And if you've enjoyed this, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. We appreciate your support, and thank you.
DungeonBrew.
Well, Todd, that was a fucking blast.
Yeah, it was
Good.
good.
That was good.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Good.
I'm really enjoying the layers here with all the stuff that's going on between different characters. This is good.
The rich boy.
I'm sorry, Simon, but you might end up kidnapped.
You brought me to the drop-off point.
Apparently.
He's in on it.
Yeah.
Don't let him watch it yet.
That part just hasn't been revealed yet. He's our inside man.